What's up everybody, Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and in this video we have with us Ash. Guys, we're gonna talk about top 3 legendaries from every single faction based on our own opinions. How you doing, Ash? Nice to have you here on the channel again, buddy.
Skratch AK-47. I'm thrilled to be back here. This is like our 3rd or 4th collab now, huh?
Absolutely. People, they love them, we love them, so why not, right? Good banter.
So much more fun to talk about champions with another opinion on, you know, versus just by yourself all the time.
Absolutely, because then you can see something different, you know, like, okay, that's just my own opinion, but then we have a different opinion, so we can have a bit of a contradiction here and there and discuss about it, so that makes it a bit more interesting to talk about champions for sure. But guys, for whoever doesn't know Ash, I will be leaving his link down in the description. Make sure you guys go check out his channel. He has a lot of awesome content for all of you guys out there. But moving over to the faction, guys, we're gonna start, of course, with the Bannerlords and make our way down up to Shadowkin, where we only have 3 legendary champions. So we're gonna talk about them as well, because we cannot exclude them out of the game, right? So Ash, if you wanna start with the Bannerlords, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. So I'm gonna go. You want to just give you all 3 of mine?
Yeah, you can go with all 3 of you, and while we're talking about it, I'm gonna...
Lightning round. Okay, so Raglan. I think that Raglan's one of the best support champions with one of the best revivals in the game, right?
Absolutely, I agree on that. I have her on my list too.
Okay, we get Septimus because he's a enemy max HP god, right? Even though, what are your thoughts on the whole level 25 dungeons nerfing the enemy max HP? Do you think that affects Septimus's value?
Absolutely. Like, I feel like enemy max HP champions, they'll be just taking a trip to the vault and never come back for those stages. Unless the drop rates are so bad on the new stages that you'll just do them once for the missions and go down. But I don't feel like Plarium is planning to do that. I think we'll be very bad as a business-wise to do that, you know?
Okay, so I'm still going to include Septimus, but I don't feel very good about it after that. And we're going to go Sathalia. I mean, Sathalia is an absolute beast. So those are my 3.
This is exactly my 3 as well. So I love Sathalia, honestly. Running her for arena, good for PV as well. She's just a great carry, super strong heal, cleans, remove all the buffs, turn meter. So she's kind of like a Madame series with Lysandra stick together, and they created the A3 on her, which is honestly super amazing. Pretty good base stats as well, good speed, love Sathalia. Honestly, from this faction, I don't really see who else could replace Septimus. Like, Septimus is just king at the moment, so till I don't see the next patch, Septimus is still king, you know what I mean?
If you had to pick one, who would it be?
Oh man, I don't know. Probably I would go with Minaya. I don't even know. I don't even know what I would go for.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I know this is going to be like a super cringe because it's probably the least, the worst, except for Killian, I guess, the worst out of these champions. But I actually use Baron the most because I use him to speed farm on, or not farm, but speed clear the rounds on Doom Tower, you know, with his A1. But go ahead.
I use him a bit as well, yeah, honestly. But
yeah. I really like Richtof the Bold, even though he's not, you know, he's not a great champion, but I love the buff that he gave him with all those poisons on his A2.
Yeah, I'm still missing that champion. I'm hoping I'm going to get him and try him out, especially maybe the Dragon 20, 25 might be good there.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Okay, so that's Bannerlords.
That's Bannerlords covered. Hi, elves. I'm going to start with my first one. You can go second, and we can see if we agree here. So I'll go with Arbiter because she's just amazing. Like, there is no day in the life of Raid Shadow Legends where I don't use Arbiter. So I just cannot go wrong with her. She's just awesome overall. Game-changing for Arena once everybody's gonna get her from the missions, which are super extreme at the moment. Hopefully they're gonna fix that soon with the Arena situation. But yeah, Arbiter just amazing. No competition for her.
I agree with you. She's also in my top 3. I'm gonna go with one of my favorite champs in the entire game, Lysandra. Again, we'll see how she does with no turn meter, but I still think she's going to be an incredibly meta and really good champion overall. I really love Lysandra.
Absolutely. She's amazing, though. Speed, aura, and Energize is like one of the most powerful skills in the entire game, honestly. When we're talking about CCing, controlling, you know. Next one that I would go with probably is Ethos. It has to be like super good for speedruns. Pretty good for Arena as well. Very, very unique skill here. Attacks all enemies. This attack is always critical, so you can go up to 350, 400 crit damage as long as your gear affords you to do that. And insane attack. He will obliterate anything that stands in his way, honestly. Just an awesome champion overall. Super hard hitting. I love Ethos.
I think those two, he was my third as well, but I don't have him, so I'm very jealous that you do own him. You know who I actually just pulled in High Elves? I'm not including her because I haven't even built her out, and I don't think she's that great on paper, but I am curious. Do you have Eleanor? Eleanor? I can't say her freaking name.
I don't have one either, but
Okay.
I made the poison detonation for the Doom Tower before it got nerfed, you know, so I threw it out there how good it is on the bosses, and I used Karam, right, the epic champion.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I understood, she kind of hits the same like him, so they're both lower on multipliers than Xavier when it's about that. So I feel like people kind of hate on her. She's good for the frozen spider. I forgot the name of it because of the A1 unresistible HP burn.
Yeah, what is the frozen spider's name? Sarah.
I forgot, honestly. Like I'm so bad. I'm so bad with names, man.
Sorat,
it takes me
right?
8. Sorat, yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Sorat, the frozen
your viewers
spider.
will let us know if we're wrong. All right. So we did agree though on those champions overall.
Pretty much, yeah. On the high elves, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So Sacred Order. Do you want me to go first on this one?
Yeah, you can go first on this one for sure.
Okay. And I'm sure your viewers will let us know when they disagree with us.
Absolutely.
I'll go with my number one overall in Sacred Order, and that is Venus. I think Venus is an absolute beast. Not only does she have HP burn, but she has decreased defense and a weaken on a 3-turn cooldown on the same ability. And she's very, very fast. She has a ton of HP. She has an amazing HP aura. I mean, she really does it all. And then if you have Cupidus on the same team as well, if you have like every legendary in the game, why not? You can remove all buffs from all enemies as well. So Venus.
I still don't have Venus, man. I really hope I'm going to pull her one day. I would have to go probably here with Martyr. So I agree on Venus with you 100%. I love Venus as well. I don't have her personally, but I wish I would get her one day. Martyr, on the other hand, extremely good for progression, guys. Early, mid-game, end game. She's just amazing. Counter-attack. We are missing counter-attack in the game. We only have 3 champions. We have Provoke on a 4-turn cooldown there on the A3. Then defense down on the A1. Defense aura, insane base stats on this champion. She looks badass as well. Not a huge amount of books required either. I just think Martyr, she's top of the top in the Sacred Order, hands down, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, look at her kit and look at her stats, everything. She's really, really good. I just pulled Martyr, actually, somewhat recently. I think she's the second to last legendary that I pulled. And yeah, I used her on the final boss of Doom Tower. So yeah, already using her.
He's pretty strong indeed.
Don't disagree. Forget the double negative. My second is I had to go Cardiel, man. I think this guy is just like an insanely good champion, and there's so many good options here. So I'm curious to see who you went with, but yeah, I can't get away from Cardiel. I don't have him, but boy, I love ally attack. I love how unique his kit is. I love that he has kind of an upgraded Sky Touch Shaman ability. I think Immortal Skies is her ability, but his Angel Song, a full cleanse, block debuffs, revive on death that cannot be removed as well. Plus the ally attack, man, this guy is really, really good. And I just love his kit. I love the synergy. And I like that they're adding new, kind of abilities to champions, because with not just power creep, but with like all these new champions, it's hard to get away from the redundancy, right? And the fact that this guy has the, true fear, the crowd control against certain factions, I really like that. I like that they did that with a champion. I hope they do that with more champions. So Cardiel.
Yeah, Cardiel is awesome, honestly. I find it a bit awkward how his other best pair, to say like this, best half is from the faction he hates the most, but I would have to go.
Yeah, here. Right? What's up with that?
Yeah, I know, right? Like some weird stuff is happening there. But I'm a bit more old school on this, so I'll have to go with Sir Nicholas just because he helped me so much earlier in the game, So I got him like 1 year and a half ago, probably a bit more. He helped me quite a bit, like unkillable teams in Clan Boss. Once first time they nerfed the Man-Eater, still we discovered the next wave from it. Spider, Doom Tower, I am using him currently in the Doom Tower as well. Faction Wars was a huge carry when before the Faction Wars got nerfed. So Sir Nicholas, unkillable, shield, insane damage, super good base stats, continuous heal, freeze. I just love Sir Nicholas, honestly. So here seems like we had a bit of a small clash, different opinions on it.
Yeah, but they're both beasts,
Absolutely.
Like, they're both really, really two of the better Void legendaries in the game. I don't know, man. If I had to choose, like, if you're starting an account today and they say, hey, Sir Nick or Cardiel, I don't know, man. I guess I would go Cardiel, but I think maybe Sir Nick might be the better progression option as well.
I think both of them are good though, because you have crit rate, you have the ally attack, you have the revive on that, the cleans and all the rest.
Yeah,
they're very strong, both of them, and you have the speed aura as well, right? Which is huge for dungeons early on.
Indeed. All right, we're plowing through here, Skratch. This is a tough one coming up here, man. Barbarians.
So moving over to Barbarians, right? This is gonna be a pretty tough one, Ash. What are you thinking about this one?
Yeah, man, I'm thinking Scylla the Drakes, #1, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously.
Free champion, we love it. She's super strong. Doom Tower, hard mode. 120, the new bosses. She's just clapping them, so...
Yes.
Absolutely.
She's the best. She is the best. I mean, revival, heal on the passive, stun, decreased speed. She's got it all, so she's my #1. You want to go next? Or you want
left side. I'll go with mine. Okay. My next one, Valkyrie. I gotta say, she's just... Like, people are always asking for counterattack, and I'm always telling them, do not ask for counterattack. Ask for Valkyrie, because she's the most extreme viable champion in endgame. Clan boss, the shield she provides you in clan boss, guys, is like different level. You just cannot comprehend the idea. Her passive for arena, the best Siphi counter is just... She's just so amazing. Like, I'm using Valkyrie every single day. Faction Wars.
Yep.
Doom Tower, maybe. Using her sometimes in a clan boss and arena. Sorry, arena.
I was gonna ask if you use it in arena. Do you use it on any of your main teams on defense or?
Yeah, sometimes in defense as well. Mainly offense though. So I'm cutting the Siphi teams, but the main idea is in defense as well. Sometimes on cheeky sets, stun set, provoke set, a damage build. All sort of things to force the enemy team to bring in Siphi so we can decrease their turn meter, allow me to cut on them even though I'm slower, you know.
Absolutely. Yep. She can be such a pain to go against for that very reason as well. I run her in my tag team teams. So let's see. My third will be this is a tough one as well, Skratch, but I'm gonna give it to Ursica. I don't have her, but I really want her. I think that in terms of just damage mitigation support, there's not that many better options out there. She's very fast too for a big lady, no hate. But 108 speed, not very intuitive, but she also has like that incredible ally protect and strengthen, and has that passive where she's basically reducing critical hit damage by 30%. So I'm gonna go with Ursica. She brings a lot to the table. She also has all those debuffs on her A2. So that is my choice. One of my most wanted champions, Skratch.
I would have to agree with this. I don't have her, but you know how they say, more pushing for the cushion, or more cushion for the pushing. But yeah, I would take a Ursica, honestly. Like, she's a powerful champion. She can be great for arena defense as well, even for arena offense, depending by what sort of teams you're attacking to help to keep your team alive. I think she's a very, very powerful champion indeed. For progression, she's very unique as well. So definitely, I have to agree with you on this one. Even though I do like Elton.
You agreed.
I do like Elton. Great for clan boss, great damage and stuff. But I feel like he's more easy replaceable out there. Like, you have better replacements for him, but not as many for Ursica, you know?
100%. That's the same thing. I was between those two as well. And Alton's really, really good. So don't get me wrong. But he's, you know, I agree with you. Like, you can't replace everything that he does, but I guess maybe one of the victims of power creep in terms of him being like a top 10 legendary. I don't think that's the case anymore. Maybe it was 2 years ago.
He's top 10 clan boss, but that's about it.
Okay, agreed. All right. So we agree there.
Absolutely. Ogryn thrives. I have a feeling we might agree here as well.
Yeah, this is actually a no-brainer now that I look at it.
I'll start here with Bigan, one of my favorite champions. Now, I feel like he kind of got a bit power creeped here, but he's still a very powerful champion, a very insane kit, like decreased turn meter, decreased speed AoE, stun AoE, decreased accuracy, AoE attack on the A1 as well, increased ally accuracy in dungeons by 90. That's like having a banner directly on all your team, a 6-star banner, right? Just straight off the back. I just love Bigan. He deals pretty good damage as well. Like, that's kind of in terms where I'm saying power creep. A lot of other champions, they deal more damage. But then he debuffs so much. Great for dungeons, progression, Doom Tower. He's just great everywhere all around, honestly. Even for arena now, if you don't have like the top nukers, he's still a very strong champion there. No,
I 100% agree. Bigan was actually my very first legendary champion, Skratch. So
oh, wow.
always have a soft spot. And I feel like he does a ton of damage, like in terms of overall nukage, just not against bosses, but against waves. You couldn't really ask for a better like wave killer, especially, as the dungeons get more challenging. I'm sure a lot of people will be leaning on him if they have him, on dungeon floors 21 through 25 to do the brunt of the damage. So I think that with that extra like kind of CC ability, decreased speed, turn meter, and the stun, I think that he brings a lot to the table. Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like he's gonna have a huge potential again.
Yeah, same. My choice is his brother Ignatius. I love this dude, man. I mean, he's easy to keep alive. His damage based on defense. He has an AoE provoke and an AoE HP burn. I was really surprised at how much I use this champion. And I think we think the name is Sorath of the Ice Spider, but like this guy can solo the Ice Spider. So very, very good champ.
Yeah, Ignatius is very powerful. Like, I remember back in the day, I got him, I think, as my 4th legendary.
Oh, wow.
Or okay. No, 5th legendary, sorry. He was my 5th legendary. So, back at that point when I got him, I wasn't able to beat Spider 20. And I remember one of the dudes on Twitch making HP burst strategy, like he made that thing, and I was like, wow, that's so badass. I actually got this champion. And then when I tried him, it failed because I didn't have the rest of the team to keep him alive. But yeah, I got excited for a second there,
Yeah, you're like running him and Greybeard and Apothecary, and like, why isn't it working?
Why is that working, right?
Got you. All right, so who's your last?
I have to go with Gurgo here. Very, very powerful champion. Mainly for Arena at the moment. But overall, I don't feel like you'll be missing on using him in dungeons. He doesn't deal insane amount of damage, but he's great as a CC. He has AoE freeze, pretty good damage, right? So removes 2 random buffs from all enemies, has a 100% chance of placing freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Grants an extra turn, go kill the enemy. I am using him in my defense pretty often on a Platinum Arena reset in the last 15 minutes to try and clap the opponents and stuff, but I find like Gurgo is a very powerful champion, like almost on the same par with Warlord.
Okay. Great choice. I don't own him, but of course he would be my obvious top 3 as well. So that we agree there. I will give a nod though to Dracul the Gaunt. I don't know how you feel about him, but I feel like he gets a lot of hate, and I feel like it's undeserved, right? I think that he's a really solid champion, very fast, a lot of HP, great shield, good shield synergy as well. I think we talked about him before in the past.
Yeah, I think the whole problem with him, why he gets so much hate, is the passive not being
the bug or whatever.
Yeah, the bug.
Yeah.
I think that's the main hate with him. Then, we have Lizardmen. Now here, I think we might have a bit of a contradiction. I'm not 100% sure, so I'll have to go with the Turtle, with Krisk. Absolutely a huge champion when we're talking about progression. Huge for Arena, huge for Doom Tower, Clan Boss. He can farm campaign with no gear on. Like, he used to farm 12-3 for me with no gear on. I was leveling him up, and I was like, damn, he's farming it with 0 gear. So, he's a very, very powerful champion, Krisk.
Yeah, you're not going to get any arguments from me there. He would be my number 1 pick, but I guess it's 1A and 1B, because I think the 2 of the best legendaries are in Lizardman, and the other one being Dracomorph. So we'll go with the obvious choices first. He just puts out an insane amount of damage. What else do I have to say? One of the best debuffers, plus poison, plus a very, very hard-hitting A1, even after the kind of small nerf to it.
Oh yeah, before I used to one-shot the Ice Golem with him.
Yeah, right?
That used to be so fun,
first time I used him, people who have him will know this, OG viewers who had him. The first time I used him, it was in Ice Golem. The very first time I geared him out, and I was like, what just happened? What just happened? He one-shot the Ice Golem. And I was like, oh my word. Yeah. That's why I'll never become close to my best times on Ice Golem.
Tell me about it. That's exactly what happened with my team, you see?
Yep. All right. So number 3, is that you?
Yeah, I'll have to go with Razin for number 3, even though it is another champion here. Maybe you go him, I'm not sure.
I'll give it to the other guy.
I'll have to go with Razin. Defense down weaken, AoE decrease turn meter, Giant Slayer here, triple hitter, remove a random buff. I feel like he's just so great for progression to help you in dungeons, especially earlier on. And then in the clan boss, he deals so much damage, this champion. The aura increases area resistance in arena battles by 90. One of the strongest aura in the entire game when we're talking about the resistance for arena. We used to run him before Sifi in arena for the aura and just being a tanky champion. I just think like Razin is a very, very powerful champion.
can't disagree with you there at all, but I will give my third pick to Fushan, who I think it's basically a coin flip for me. I was between those two champions anyway. So I'll go with the
Same.
Fushan. Fushan is a champion that I held off building for a long time, and then I think my viewers actually told me in the comments, they're like, dude, this guy is a beast, and he's a great nuker too. He's fast. He has a great speed aura. All battles, 24%. He has I think the 4-time at random for his defense throws people off. They're like, dude, I don't want to invest in this guy, instead of it just being an AoE. But I think that the main point here is he has the Seal of the Drake stun on his A2, plus the defense breaker on the A3, plus he just has really good multipliers. He deals a decent amount of damage. So I'll go Fushan.
Absolutely. I think he's a very strong champion, yeah. I was in between them as well, but I hope that you would pick one of them.
No big deal. We got it, man. We got it. All right, Skinwalker's a little bit more difficult, though. I don't think there's a clear 3 here. Maybe. 1.
I mean, yes and
2.
no, kind of like.
Okay. Well, I got my 3 picked out. Why don't you lead it off?
I'll start with Brackus. Okay? I feel like design look, he is amazing. One of my favorite design look champion in the entire game. Now, he has the fear, increased attack, huge damage, right? The passive revives himself, then attacks one enemy 6 times. Like, just watching this champion going in action and just clawing boom, 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 left and right 6 times,
yeah,
man.
Right?
It's like, wow, I want to see that again, Like, he's so good doing that stuff. I just love him.
Dude, when Full Moon Rampage is hitting you, like, if someone in the arena is attacking you, you're like, make it stop, man. It feels like it's never ending, doesn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like, oh, no. That champion is gone. But yeah, I feel like he's a very, very powerful champion. Good for clan boss as well, guys. Like, he deals so much damage on clan boss. A lot of you guys might not know that, but he's a monster in clan boss as well. Giant Slayer, he will wreck the clan boss. Trust me. He'll tear it apart.
Yeah, I think that I forgot, who said this definitively, but I heard he's like the #1 sheer damage, pure damage dealer on clan boss in the game.
I still feel like Turvo deals more damage. But he's in the high top there as well, yeah. It's
definitely right in those are the 2 champions in the conversation, I feel like, Brackus and Turvold. But I agree with you on Brackus, actually. I think that, this game comes up with so many single target damage dealers that are uninteresting or very redundant. And I think that Brackus, he breaks the mold in that regard, because he has his not only does he have like his unique abilities that he's doing, he has the fear and the true fear added to his kit as well, but he also has the beast mode where he comes back from the dead to the annoyance of everybody. So I think he brings enough to the table that makes him a very interesting and unique and diverse option for a single target damage dealer, and there's not that many of them out there.
Oh, not like him. Honestly, I feel like he's such a unique champion. Me Sandish is pretty decent in a way, try to be something like him, but I feel like he's just very, very unique, honestly. Very, very awesome champion. Well, what would be your next pick from here?
My pick's going to be Coronar. I think that Coronar is, he's not an S tier Void Legendary by any stretch, but I think that he's maybe underrated or overlooked. I think maybe. First of all, aesthetically, I love this dude. He looks really, really cool. And then, he deals to me at least, a surprising amount of damage, just because of how many times he's counterattacking with this, somewhat soft hitting A1. But in terms of, crowd control with his A1 and the counterattack, I feel like he's a very serviceable champion. He has a ton of HP as well. So, I think probably the 3rd or 4th highest in the game is got to be in the conversation at least.
Yeah, I think it might be 2nd or 3rd. I'm kind of lost a bit right here, but he's definitely in the very...
Yeah, we got like Mountain King, and we got like Harvest Jack. I don't know who else is higher than that. Oh, the Skull Orc Vargal, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's one maybe a bit higher.
Yeah. So yeah, Coronar, I'm a big fan of him, and he has the provoke as well.
Yeah, I feel like he's a bit underrated. I have 3 of them. Lucky me. Hey.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. I don't show off, actually. It's actually a disappointment, because every time I got another one, I was like, no, not again. Another one bites the dust, another chance to pull something else.
But 3 Void Legendaries, 2 Mercy, timer resets there on a dupe. Ouch.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's my guy. He's my guy. Who are you going to go with your number 3?
Man, is a bit hard here. Like, we do have Sky Touch Shaman in the equation, so Smash Lord. But then... I feel like Longbeard is such a powerful champion as well. Like, I feel like he's more unique in a way than Smash Lord. Like, we would have more utility out of him because of the aura he has and just generally the weaken, the damage he deals. And I am using him. I'm not using a Smash Lord, even though I have a couple of Smash Lords as well. I don't have one at 60 yet. Because I have Sky-Touch Shaman, and there are other cleansers out there. But I feel like Longbeard increased crit rate in all dungeons by 23%. He just benefits us already more. Attacks one enemy with 4 allies, increases the damage by 20%. Great for Blender comps, great for the Dragon, great for the Fire Knight, great for Clan Boss, right? Then Weaken on the A2 on a 2-turn cooldown fully booked. And then we have A1, ignore shield and block damage, can help you a bit in arena as well. I think he's overall a great champion.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't own Longbeard, but I wish I did. He does seem like a really fun blender option, kind of mitigating the minimized damage on his A3 by giving the additional damage. So I really like him. I really like Longbeard, and that was probably going to be my choice. And I thought about Hacker and Smash Lord as well, but I agree with you 100%. I feel like what he brings to the table, if you don't have those already another champion, he's an amazing champion. But if you do, like, to your point, Sky Touch or something like that, I feel like, he's a good champion. So I'm actually going to go super curveball here and go with another champion I don't have, but a champion that I've kind of wanted to pull. And I'm going to go with the pig, Norog. I think that he's a champion who some people don't rank that high, but he has the best defensive aura in the game for dungeons. So incredible progression champion. And then he has, he's immune to basically every debuff. He decreases damage taken by not every debuff, but every of the CC debuffs except for fear and true fear. And then he decreases damage taken by all allies by 15 or 25%. He's like the quintessential tank for me. And he's very fast too for a tank, which is nice. So I'm going to go to Norog. Do you have Norog?
Yeah, actually, he was my lucky champion number 1, my first legendary, and second War Mother.
You didn't pick him, you snubbed him.
Yeah, and second War Mother.
Apparently, you're not a fan.
No, I'm not. I haven't 6-starred him only when I needed him for Faction Wars, and that's the only place where I'm using him. I do agree, though. I do agree. I just have a bit of hate for him because he was my first legendary, and I got so disappointed when everybody was saying he's bad. He was very bad at that point. He got buffed since then like a couple of times, and I still feel like they should change a bit his base stats. Like, they buff him, but they left his super high attack because his damage used to be based on attack before, and his defense is a bit low, So if they would change that, I'll be happy with it. He has good multiplayer as well.
You're talking me out of him, man. I'm gonna go War Chief.
Oh no,
it's funny. I kid about War Chief, but like I went from never using this guy and even regretting building him for Faction Wars to actually using him now against the Magma Dragon at least.
Exactly. When I've seen the affinity on the Magma Dragon, I was like, damn, I wish I would pull a War Chief now.
Right. Okay, so good feedback on Norog there. Let's move on to Orcs.
Let's go. So you go first.
Okay, I forgot which order we were going in here, but let's see. I'll bypass some of the more obvious ones. I guess, no, I'm trying to pick my top 3 here. 1, 2, All right, I'm going to go with Creela Witcharm. I think that she's really, it's hard to even rank, legendaries because they all do so many different things, but she's one of my favorite, fragment summon champions who've been added to the game. And I think she's a great addition to the game. She has an ally attack. She also has the increase attack and crit rate buff. And she has that stun on the ally attack with that shield that's actually helped me out quite a bit in Doom Tower when I use her on my teams. I use her against, I want to say, the Eternal Dragon and I forget which one of the new, the Griffin or the Eternal Dragon.
The Griffin.
Yeah. So I use her against the Griffin and having a lot of success with her. And obviously I lean on her heavily in Orc faction crypts as well. So Creela Witcharm.
Absolutely. I feel like they got disappointed when they saw the way her A2 works, for example, with the books, that you need to book her in order to have a 100% chance to ally attack. But this champion did so much damage for a support champion. Her base stats are absolutely insane. I just love Creela as well. Like, she was definitely on my list here. She's such a powerful champion. Now I'll have to go with Warlord. He's one of my favorite champions in the entire game. Last time when we talked about champions, somehow I forgot Warlord and I put Hegemon over him. I regret it, guys. I regret it because I completely forgot about Warlord. I don't know how. You! But he is the only champion that has no equal to say like this. His A3 attacks all enemies, deplete the Termiter, right? He has a specific chance to do that, but then puts the target's skills on cooldown to maximum, right? So you can only bypass him by being faster or having a higher resistance or having a Chimera in your team with high resistance. But basically, Warlord, super great for progression, top tier for Arena, fairly good for Clan Boss as well if you don't have better options with the A1. Of course, Vizier kind of threw him out of his place there, but block debuffs, shield, heal on the same skill, resistance, aura, crazy good base stats. I love Warlord, man, like definitely one of my favorites.
Lucky enough to own Warlord, and I have to admit to you, this is kind of embarrassing to say, but I don't really, outside of Arena, Tag Team Arena, I don't really use him. And again, like I have a lot of champions, right? So it's not really a shot at Warlord. So I'm curious to ask you, where do you use him outside of, you know, Arena right now?
Doom Tower on the waves.
Okay, Doom Tower waves. Yeah, makes sense.
He's very powerful there to lock the waves. And of course, I'm using him in Faction Wars as well, but Doom Tower on the waves is a very strong champion. I'm using him on the boss as well, actually. This is going to be more of a flex. I do have 3 Warlords. So I'm not complaining about this because he's such a strong champion. So I have different builds for them, 2 for Arena, 1 for the rest. But I am using him on the Eternal Dragon. He's super great for it to increase the cooldowns of the on the boss.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, maybe I'll try him on my team. I forgot who I use. I'll actually check while we're talking, but maybe he could sub in there for somebody that I'm using right now and have like a more efficient team.
What would be next for you on
my next guy is going to be it's going to be, now I'm looking at my Eternal Dragon team. All right, I use Drexstar, Siphi, Aniri, Raglan, and Martyr. So I'm wondering who I would get out of there. Maybe Aniri? I don't know. Anyway, I digress.
Might be, yeah. I think instead of Aniri, he would be a good option, actually.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good call. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry for ruining your video. I'm taking it over. All right. Iron Brago, I'm actually going to go with. I thought about giving it to a champion that nobody in the world has used, Gomlock Skyhide, but it's hard without even trying him out yet. And so I'm not going to go that direction. I thought about trying to be cute there. I'm going to give it to Iron Brago. I think that this guy was an amazing, another amazing fusion to be added to the game. Has an increased defense for 3 turns. Really unique there. You're getting it on a 3-turn cooldown for 3 turns. Then has a stun. He's doing so much. He has a provoke as well on an AoE 3-turn. I feel like this guy is really just a special champion. I'm sure a lot of people who got him end up using him, right?
Oh, absolutely. And usually when I see a fusion like this, I'm always like, this fusion is a must, guys. And then I get comments like, well, this guy is just talking rubbish here. He's been paid by Plarium to say it. No, I'm not paid by Plarium to say it. I just see the potential in the champion, and I don't want people to miss on a good fusion because they're not coming as often, guys. I know recently we got good fusions back to back to back, but usually with the previous history of fusions,
Seal's not good, man. Come on.
Exactly. Like I was like, she's rubbish. Don't fuse her, guys.
Bergam Car, hello. All right.
But I'll definitely have to agree on that.
So he'd be my choice. I think that he's I think a lot of people use him in a variety of areas. I see him in the arena, like as well, not in like platinum, but people using him, in arena here and there, I guess. And obviously defense, Doom Tower, battle aura is helpful as well.
Yeah, and I think more for Arena is mainly because of his passive, trying to tank other champions. He does have insane base stats as well, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I definitely have to agree on the Orcs. Like, I don't see any other competitor to stand out than these 3 champions, honestly.
Yeah. What you're trying to tell me that Growhawk wasn't on your top 3?
He actually wasn't. I had a Tail-Lion on my top 3.
I got you. All right. Demonspawn. So you agree with me on Brago then?
100%.
Cool. All right. I think you're up first on Demonspawn. This is a tough one.
It is a tough one, but I'll have to go straight to my babe here. Duchess Lily too. Absolutely. God tier of God tier champions in the entire game. The most unique reviver. Probably the strongest reviver in the entire game as well. Super good base stats, speed aura. Her passive is just amazing. Decreases the damage taken from by all allies from AoE attacks by 25%, 15 from bosses. Revives all dead allies with 70% HP on a 4-turn cooldown. Places a veil, a continuous heal. Then increase attack, block debuffs, perfect veil on a 4-turn cooldown on her A2. And A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, a bit of shield as well. I feel like she's just a very, very powerful champion, hands down.
100%. She is the obvious choice. I agree with you. Dude, I cleared Demonspawn without Duchess. That is so challenging to me. Faction Crips. That was like one of the most challenging things I've done in the game because there's no support in Demonspawn outside of her. I feel like,
Tanix is the choice.
That's what I used. Yeah.
Relentless.
I ended up using Tanix and kind of a weird all epic team for the most part. I used Kymar as well. All right. My choice is going to be, I really do think that Drexstar Blood Twin skyrocketed from, a pretty average, maybe slightly above average champion for spider tanking to one of the more quintessential champions to own in the game. And I'm glad they added him to the Bazaar as well, just because he does well against almost every Doom Tower boss. And with the changes, with the buffs or the nerfs, however you want to look at it, to champions that do damage based on enemy max HP and turn meter, I mean, it makes Drexstar even more important, right? So I don't know.
100%,
yeah. With that passive, he's a really, really important champion. Easy to keep alive because it's damage based on defense. Drexstar.
So basically, I reckon the accuracy we require for stage 25 of the dungeons will be similar with the hard mode Doom Tower, right? So I feel like for Spider 25, he's going to be strong affinity. We're going to have his aura, right? So we don't have to worry so much about adding more accuracy on our champions. And then the HP burn is just going to be king of the Spider, right? So I think like he skyrockets even more once the new dungeons are coming out, honestly.
100%. Very curious to see who you're going to go with number 3.
So I'll go progression-wise, I'll go with Tyrant. So pretty much the same situation like him. Ooh. He's going to Tyrant.
Yeah, no, I said, ooh, interesting choice.
Ooh, okay. So I feel like he's just great overall. Clan boss, progression, faction wars, and dungeons as well. Being the HP burn, A3 on a 3-turn cooldown, AoE HP burn, very powerful. Then defense up, ally protection, self-heal. He can solo Spider, right? And that's going to make him to be able to solo Spider again. Solo Ice Golem, right? So I feel like he's still a very, very powerful champion. Pretty good base stats as well. He doesn't require a huge amount of books either, like to break the bank, to say like this. Like, what do we have? 8 books in him. Aura as well is pretty good. Overall, I think like progression-wise, Tyrant is on the same par with Drexstar. The only thing is that Drexstar comes for free, more or less, from the Bazaar,
Yeah. Wow, I didn't see you going with Tyrant. I totally agree with you. I don't own Tyrant though. I don't own 2 Demonspawn legendaries. It's Tyrant and Candrafon, who I thought you might go with. But I'm actually going to go with neither of those. I'm going to go with Sissia Flametongue, one of the new champions. I think she's my favorite nuker they've added to the game, I want to say. I got to be careful because I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. But at least out of the ones that I own, I really love Sissia. I have her now on my main dragon team, like speed team. She just puts out a lot of damage. And I'm curious to see how she's going to fare against the new affinities and bosses of the new dungeon levels. But she is, the first champion, if I'm not mistaken, who has the instant activation on HP burn. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So she's going to be even more powerful for Spider 25.
Spider, yeah. And then she has on her A3, grants an extra turn if an HP burn is placed on all enemies, which, for me, it's more often than not that it is. I really like her kit synergy, and it's just one of those champions that you try out nukers. I think we're all the same way. When you get a new nuker, you just try her out on all your teams to see if they'll, be an improvement. And I was surprised at how much damage she put out overall. So Sissia Flametongue, I just think that aesthetically, everything about her, I think she's a really, really good kind of nuke HP burn option to have in the game. And she has pretty decent multipliers with really, really high base attack as well.
Yeah, I feel like she is a very strong champion. I played her without being booked, and she was throwing big numbers out there damage-wise. So I feel like she has huge potential. Now
Countess Lix is really good too. There's a lot of options here, I guess.
But for my third choice, I'll have to go with Kymar, honestly. He was like the most wanted legendary in the entire game for me, honestly, from the day one. So unique, he looks so badass. Like his A3 resets the cooldowns of all ally skills, fills the turn meter of all allies except this champion. This skill right here and this champion right here skyrocketed a lot with the new accessories that came from Clan vs Clan in Arena. It made him so powerful. Like, definitely the number one choice to go now on probably every offense team out there. Speed aura, sleep on the A2, remove all buffs, right? There are not many champions in the game that remove all buffs. And then AoE on the A1, we have a poison here. Sometimes I wish this would not be AoE, just single target, because I'm always having enemies asleep and his A1 is just waking them all up. But
yeah. I agree with you. Kymar was the second legendary I pulled on my main account, first legendary I pulled on my free to play, so I should give him more love. But yeah, I mean, obviously an insanely good champion.
Definitely.
Oof.
We agree here, or you have somebody else?
No, that was my. I think that was it was just Sissia that I had there.
Oh, awesome.
As my third, but yeah, you know, that's a tough one. But Undead Horde to me is like the toughest to pick, right?
Oh,
look at this! Look at this, Skratch. What do we do here, man?
I don't know, man. Where do we start from? Like, should I start?
I don't know.
I think you need to start this time around.
Oh my god, man! My personal favorite isn't in my top 3, like who I would pick. But my personal favorite is Little Miss Annie. I really love her. I think just the character overall. But oh my god, dude! There's like 6 viable choices, or 7 maybe. I don't know, maybe more. I'm not going to put Uros the Soul Cage in because nobody has him yet, but I think he could be in the conversation as well. He looks really, really good.
Yeah, he doesn't look
I'm
going to
start out. Yeah, I'm going to start with Necret the Great, man. I think that he was, congratulations if you pulled him in the 10-time event. I had him early on, got very, very lucky in a shard pull, and let me tell you, this guy's way better than I thought he was going to be. You know, you look at his kit and you can kind of see the synergy there, but his passives, really with the Ally Protect, granting that shield, anytime that they're attacked is really, really useful. And then we have the decreasing the cooldown of his ally attack is amazing. And then he has the block buffs, ally protect, and strengthen for 3 turns. And the ally protect cannot be removed. And then Arise My Minions is such an insanely good ability, that a second passive that he has with the block debuffs, strengthen, and a 6-turn ally protect. All on a passive makes him instantaneously really, really good for the arena as well. You can basically protect your nuker. You can go into Torment teams and and Hegemon teams and not have to worry as much. I really, really love Necret the Great.
Absolutely, he's the greatest addition to the game that they've done in the last half a year at least, probably, just because he's so unique.
That's high praise, man. Yeah, but I agree.
He's honestly second best Void after Siphi. They're pretty much on the same level. Like, it's hard to pick in between them, honestly. You know, I'll have to go with Siphi
in the entire game.
Yeah, Void wise, yeah.
I would put Krisk in there as well, personally, but I know we're really
Krisk is strong as well, but I feel like at least for arena, which arena plays a big part in the game rather than just the rest of the game. I feel like it kind of put Krisk in the vault for arena after he came out, you know. I don't get me wrong, I love Krisk, I love him all around the game, but I feel like Necret kind of downgraded a bit Krisk. That's what I feel, you know.
Okay, fair enough. So who's your choice?
I'll have to go with Siphi, the Lost Bride here. She's just awesome all around. Like, such a powerful champion, such a fast champion. Like, 114 speed is huge, increases ally resistance in all battles by 80, then her passive, a bit of heal there, remove freeze, remove fear, removes everything from Rotos, right? So immunity for Rotos every single time he gets a turn, revives a single ally with 55 HP, full turn meter, increase attack, increase crit rate, then block debuffs, increase defense, increase turn meter, and increase speed, man, on the same turn. Like, come on, like, she's just overpowered. And if that's not enough, we have Sleep on the A1. She's a very strong champion.
Unresistible Sleep on A1.
I love her to death, Siphi. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I can't argue. I gotta be honest, man, I was kind of bummed out. Not that she didn't deserve it, don't get me wrong. I'm just being a little baby here. But, like, I was bummed out when they nerfed her A2 down to a 4-turn versus a 3. But then again, she's like the most insanely powerful champion in the game, so what do I expect? But it just made her a little bit less viable outside of arena, even though I'm assuming 99% of people who have her use her everywhere, you know? Siphi's an absolutely amazing champion. I think she's like the second or third fastest champion of the game too. It's like they were making her and they're like, how can we make her even better, even more insanely good, you know?
Yeah, I think Blind Seer might be faster than her with 1 speed, but I'm not even sure anymore now.
I think Golden Reaper might be faster as well, maybe.
Steel Skull? Possible, yeah. Steel Skull is 111 or 112, I think.
Oh, okay. Wow, I'm way off there. All right.
But
Then maybe you're right.
not. It's not far at all. It's like 1, 2
Maybe she's
speed
the
difference.
fastest then. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna look now. Blind Seer is the contender. No, Blind Seer is faster with 1 speed. Yeah, 115.
115 Blind Seer. Okay, fair enough. What is Golden Reaper?
I'll check that too now because we're curious.
I'm gonna check. While you're checking, I'll give you my number 3.
111. She's 111. Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm so far off. Okay, cool. Battle Khazar is the answer here, man. It's the answer. Even though there's so many viable picks here, so many, you know, between Rotos and between Mashald and Nethril. But I'm going to give it to BEK because BEK is still the most unique to me. I guess they're all unique, right? Mashald is pretty unique. But having the full cleanse, having the continuous heals, and having the 2 poisons on all enemies, all on a 3-turn cooldown, still in my mind makes Malice one of the best abilities inside the entire game. And then we have, the passive. 20% more damage against targets under poison really adds up quite a bit, not just a clan boss, but really any dungeons with bosses. And then it has the mild heal on the A1 as well. So Battle Khazar is my 3rd choice.
I have to agree with you on that. I love Battle Khazar. He was my second favorite champion after Chimera's design and everything. But yeah, Battle Khazar, top of the top. I have Mashald as well. I feel like maybe I'm not respecting him as much, but I'm not using him anywhere. That might be because I have so many other champions. I'm not saying he's not a very strong champion, but I feel like I would use Battle Khazar over Mashald. Like, kind of, I'm in that situation, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. Mashald would be my next choice as well because, I mean, having the Leech and the True Fear and the extra turn and the increased speed, increased damage on the same ability, dude. Yeah, man. Like, it deserves to be the conversation.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, hands down, he's a very strong champion. Very unique as well. Like, not many champions, they do this. And just to think of it, like, 6-7 months ago, before he got buffed, how bad he was, right? Just think of that and how powerful he is now.
Yeah. I wish they'd do that to more champions, man. All right.
Absolutely.
Dark Elves. I'm going to give my first choice to maybe one of the non-obvious choices that I'll give in this video, and it's going to be Ghostborn. Ghostborn, 2 decently hard-hitting AoEs on the A2 and the A3. On the A1, big version of decreased defense at 100% chance of landing when booked, not bad. And then has the unresistible decreased defense. I mean, you want to build an arena team with 1,000 resist? Who cares? I got Ghostborn. I think that Ghostborn's a really cool and unique champion.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. Increase attack on that skill as well, and defense down, unresistible. He's the only champion in the entire game that does this. I still don't own him. He's my most wanted non-void champion in the entire game, Ghostborn.
Would you use him just in the arena, basically for niche situations against like high defense resist teams?
Yeah, and I would have used him in Spider as well, but unfortunately he's gonna fall off there. But mainly for arena.
And a faction. Yeah.
And faction wars, of course,
Yeah. Okay. Who's your choice?
Probably I would have to go again with a more obvious answer here, and that would be Xayvia. She was one of the biggest carry in the game for me. She was my 3rd legendary after Noroga and War Mother, so imagine how good I felt once I pulled her, right? So Xayvia, I feel like maybe I misunderstood the whole conversation that Plarium just announced us the other day regarding the new dungeons, but I feel like she's gonna get a nerf against the 25, the stage 25 on dungeons, but I think they forgot to mention it. But I feel like poison detonation is not gonna be a thing either on the new bosses. But still, I still think she's amazing for waves.
That's just totally conjecture, right? You have no, like...
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, some people say no, she's not. But then I remember clearly speaking with the rest of the people, some of the mods as well, that poisons, they're not going to be a thing either. Poison detonation, you know.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah. She's still going to be good, though, because of poisons. They're still going to tick on the dragon. They're going to tick down a bit the HP, right? So the secret skill cannot unlock. Then she's going to be great to clear the waves with the poisons and the Catalyst and the Giant Slayer on the A1. She can be a pretty good nuker for arena as well, guys. Definitely don't sleep on her. She looks badass as well. I love Xayvia, man. Like, she carried me through so much. She's more sentimental with Xayvia, honestly.
Yeah, man. She's one of my most wanted champions. She's the only Dark Elf legendary I don't have.
Ooh.
So bummer there. I can't have any of those like spectacular speed runs on Dragon. But I will give mine to, I guess, the obvious choice in Lydia the Death Siren. I think they actually nailed it with Lydia the Death Siren, Skratch. I feel like she's not as, I remember when we first read this passive, we were like, wait a second, this happens every time, or whatever, but it's actually, I feel like she's pretty balanced, and not balanced, that's the wrong word, but I feel like she's special, she's unique, but she's not so powerful as to where if you haven't cleared Faction Wars, some of the content is just not doable without her. So I feel like they nailed it with her, having that really, really strong decreased defense, weaken, and the strengthen on a 3-turn cooldown, and increase speed is just an insanely good ability. And then that passive is so unique and so cool, fun to use as well. So I think that it's definitely Lydia the Death Siren for me.
I totally agree with you, man. I feel like we got all scared that he's gonna be broken, and we made like, whoa, such a big deal, all of us, from it. But I feel like she's just where she needs to be. Not broken.
Yeah, she's like really good.
She's just a strong champion, a well-designed champion. I totally agree with you on it. Definitely Lydia. Yep. Foley is a great champion as well, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Lydia beats Foley overall,
Yeah. Blind Seer, the fastest champion in the game. What do you think of her? I think she's just, I own her. I think she's just like, she's just there of being really good, but she's just not there.
I feel the same. Like, she kind of got power creeped. She's still a very strong champion. I don't have her personally. I heard she can solo the Fire Knight. I have no clue. I am planning to test that out from somebody's account just to see if she can do it. But block debuffs, shield. I like the revive with block damage. I feel like she can be a pain for Arena on Platinum, but she can be a good carry for the rest of Arena as well, don't get me wrong, but not so powerful compared with other epics in the game as revivers, you know what I mean? So I feel like she's just there, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Knight's Revenant. Boy, man. This is slim pickings.
Very slim pickings here.
Going from the last two factions to this.
I know, right?
It's a little tougher. But I guess I'll start out with am I first or you first here?
You can be first.
Who wants to pick Hegemon?
you can pick Hegemon, yeah.
I'll pick Hegemon. I don't have him. I really wish I did, but I just can't get lucky. You know how it is with some of these pulls. But I'll give it for obvious reasons. I think pretty much everybody watching probably knows why he's good, but he always goes first every round, which is I guess the most important part of his kit. And then he has block cooldown skills, which can neutralize any arena team unless they have immunity, or a Necrit the Great blocking the debuff. So there we go, Hegemon.
Yeah, that Necrit kind of killed the Hegemon defense teams. But
indeed, yeah.
I'm the same like you. I still don't have him. He avoids me.
Really?
For all
that makes
this
me feel better.
Yeah, I hope he does, because I've been stacking on voice. Like, I'm high on voice, just waiting for his 10x, praying that it's gonna happen at some point. He will be making a comeback even with Necret. It's just gonna take a bit of a time for most of the endgame people, so-called pros in the game, to realize his potential back in the defense once the new reaction accessories start filling up all the champions they have in the team. But I would have to go next with Tomb Lord. I still don't have him. Again, this is the second 10x where I try to get him. I open all my shards, man, and I still don't get him the second time. And people they might be asking, why do you think Tomb Lord is great?
I was just gonna ask that same question. Like, I think he's good, but I'm surprised that he's like, that high on your wish list.
Yeah, I feel like he's very unique. Like, him and Lysandra at the moment, they can do the Fire Knight, right? There are not many champions out there that they can do it. He has pretty good base stats as well, not the worst. But then Giant Slayer on the A1, decreased speed, right? Then we have Poisons on the A3, AoE as well. I feel like that's pretty good as well. Then we have the A3, decreased turn meter, decreased attack, decreased defense on all enemies, grants an extra turn as well if the turn meter gets decreased by this skill. I just feel like he has a great potential overall. Of course, he is powered creeped. I'm not saying like, wow, he's gonna change my account now if I get him, but I just always wanted him to run him in the Fire Knight with Xavier, with Nitril, with Battle Khazar champions like that, just to detonate the boss instant. I felt like he could have had a great potential there.
Yeah, he would definitely be my number 2 pick, don't get me wrong, because then there's a huge cliff that things drop off. I feel like, at least. And I own all these other champions too, so it's not like I haven't tried them out, but Oh man, going with number 3 here is really tough, Skratch.
I know.
I'm actually going to go with probably the least likely champion that you'd expect me to pick here. Maybe not. Let me know if I'm wrong. And I know everybody's going to absolutely hate me and murder me in the comments, but I'm going to go with Whirlum Frost King. Because, you know, like, I think the obvious choice would have been going with, like, Solus. But I got to say, I own Solus and I own Whirlum, and I kind of like Whirlum a little bit more. The thing was that we talked about this in a previous video, I know, but Whirlum was just such a disappointment because he was not free, but he was a battle pass void legendary, and he feels very, very lacking in terms of being a void legendary. You think you'd get a little bit more out of him, but at the end of the day, I mean, he does have strengthen and decreased defense on the same ability, which I don't think any champion has. I gotta be wrong there, but it's very
strengthen
unique.
and increase. I mean, the epic Ursula the Mourner, she has it when she revives, and she can buff it without reviving as well. But yeah,
there might be one other champion too, but it's very unique to have it on one ability. So I think that, you know, that's good, right? Obviously. And then an AoE decrease crit damage with the increased crit damage on all allies. I think it's useful on a 3-turn cooldown. Like, increased crit damage, there's not that many champions out there who have that as well. Then he has the freeze on the A1 with the perfect veil and the ally with the lowest HP for 1 turn. You know, when you read his kit, it's just like, you know, that's all right. It's decent. Doesn't feel like void legendary, but it feels like pretty solid.
Yeah, compare with other champions, yeah, he's not that bad, honestly. And I know
who you going with?
I know they're gonna buff him, honestly, you know, so that's good.
You do? You know that for a fact? Are you breaking news here?
I'm breaking news from Cyrilla directly. Like, if you guys remember, she said, like, yeah, we had the 10x and everybody felt bad. They didn't want to get a Whirlum in the 10x, so we removed him. So we're gonna buff void legendaries first. She said it. She said it.
I missed the Whirlum drop. So that's good news. Well, I'm glad they're going to buff him. Do you think the best buff would just to make that A3 just a 3-turn cooldown when booked instead of a 4?
Probably add something to it. I don't know, to make him feel a bit special. But yeah, he looks better.
Who do you give it to?
He hits pretty hard as well. I have to go with Narma the Return. I really like the way she looks as well. And her kit is pretty good. She doesn't hit too hard. That's my only problem with her. If she would have slightly higher multipliers to throw out a bit of damage there, I think she would be much, much better. But 3 poisons, poison sensitivity, right? On a 4-turn cooldown, then attack down, heals all allies by 15%, then heals more by 2% for each poison on the target, and 40% chance to increase the duration of 3 random debuffs. If this right here would have been 5 debuffs, man, she would have been perfect. 5 instead of 3. Just to increase a bit that chance, because I feel like compared with Vizier, she's just not good enough to do it.
No.
You know, so I think if there would be at least 5, or I don't know, put a 35% chance, 40% chance on all of them rather than 60, you know, I feel like she would have been better a bit, you know.
Yeah, man. I was a little disappointed with Narma as well. Like, when I first read her kit, similar to you, I was like, wow, this is some real potential. But you know, I too felt the same way. Like, I was just like, she's missing something, you know. But I don't know, maybe I'm being too hard on her to pick Whirlum over her. But that's what I'm gonna go with.
Not really. Like, I just felt like I should mention her, you know. But I would definitely pick Whirlum over a Solus, and Whirlum out of Thea the Vault Angel or Biceptus, hell yeah, I'll rather get Whirlum.
Thea's the worst of the worst, man. It's a shame. It's a shame. All right. That's
dwarves.
I guess those are our 3. Now we go to dwarves. Yeah.
Dwarves.
I guess. Are you first or am I first? I always forget.
I don't mind either way. You can go first because you're the guest here.
Yeah, sure. I'll pick the. I guess I'll pick the. I was gonna say obvious, but they're all. You know, most of them are really, really good. I'll go with Trunda, though, because I think that Trunda, you know, we talk about AoE nukers, how they're a dime a dozen in this game. But Trunda, to me, is the exception to that rule. Her multipliers are just absolutely sick, insane. I'm sure you do the same, but I very, very low accuracy, so she can kill basically anybody with her A3. She's so good, and she hits so hard that you almost don't even need decreased defense champions oftentimes on the same team. So, you know, especially if you have the gear, but she's one of the best nuker in the game, I want to say.
100%, hands down. Number one nuker in the game without a problem. Crazy good base stats as well, like high HP, high attack. And man, I'm telling you, on Savage, I'm wrecking any team in the game without defense down if needed, or without attack up if needed. You know? And no, guys, we do not need to nerf Trunda. We need to have more champions like Trunda, because arena defenses, they become so strong. We have so many support champions out there that are so powerful, and so many sets of gear that rely the wins on RNG, that just having one good nuker is not enough. I might have it, but you might not have it, so then you'll feel bad because you don't have her. But the answer to it is not nerfing the only nuker in the game that can compete with 20 support champions, is bringing 5 more nukers to compete with 20 support champions. I just felt like I had to say this, because some people that they don't have her are always like, nerfer. No, guys, that's not the solution to it, you know.
I 100% agree with you there.
Now, second, I would have to go with obvious choice, Tormin. Then we're gonna see on the next one there, but yeah, Tormin, very powerful champion. He broke the game like no other. I mean, the only two champions that really broke the game was him and Rotos, right? Like, we never had such a shift in metas and anything like when these champions got released. Tormin, even now, deals damage. Very, very powerful. Like, he can change all your team in arena, the way your team operates. Great for progression in dungeons, in faction wars, in Doom Tower. So he's not like he's just for arena, you know, like, he's just overall a super, super powerful champion. Provoke, AoE provoke, right? And freeze, AoE again, and remove buffs. And he can hit so hard with the A2, honestly. Like, he can just kill your nuker. He can, with defense up and good build, he can nuke down your support champion in arena.
Yeah, man, I agree with you 100%. I did not fuse him, so it took me forever to actually get him. And when I did, you know, it was probably like 6 months after the Torment is OP party, you know, but after he got a nerf or two or whatever. But still, an incredibly good champion, and I agree with you. He would have been my second choice as well. Number 3, though, that's where things get tricky. So I don't yet have Brogni. I don't have him yet, you know. So it's hard for me to pick. I'll tell you who it's not. It's not Samar Gem Cursed.
I know that for sure, but we have the rest of the 3 of them, and it's so hard because they're all 3 of them are so unique. I feel like we gotta give them a bit of credit to all of them. Mountain King, highest HP, insane on shield, but mainly he's towards arena, right? So maybe he doesn't deserve it as much as the other.
It's not Mountain King. No, it's not Mountain King. It's either gonna be Molly or Brogni. And I guess, you know, I don't mind going over both of them as well. I guess I would. Oh God, man, who would you pick in a vacuum of these two champions?
So
this is a tough one.
I like both of them. I feel like they're both strong. If you would ask me which one, they're very different. Progression wise, probably Brogni will be better for progression. Yeah, I feel like. Yeah. But if you'll ask me which one, Skratch, which one you will use the most, will be probably Molly.
Okay, why would you use her most? Because I have her and I don't use her.
I'm running her on the Magma Dragon at the moment, right, in my team. Okay. Then Arena. Like, I know you guys hear a lot of stuff from me from Arena, but once you reach the end game, is not much left to do. Like, the rest is everything repetitive, so you get bored pretty quick of it, so you gotta keep yourself busy with Arena. So yeah, I feel like she's very, very strong for Arena. She can provoke.
Use her Arena mainly because of like the passive for the most part over other provoke options.
Yeah, passive because of the increased meter on hegemon teams, you know. So that allows me, even if I'm 300 speed with my Arbiter, for example, I am able to cut teams that they are like 370, you know, when they have hegemon. So I'm just going full immunity on my team and just cut them, provoke them. So like that, their nuker, Arbiter, they don't get to boost and them to attack me, and then I'm just taking them down. But yeah, she's very unique because of this, for example. Like, there are no other champions to allow you to do that in this manner, you know.
No doubt. I guess I would go with Brogni over her, just because, to your point, I do think he's a little bit better at progression or in more areas, I guess, in the game.
Yeah, more areas.
It's not a shot at Molly because she's amazing, but you know, with the unique increasing value of shield buffs plus the really, really good shield buff that can't be removed, I think that you're getting a lot, and obviously the passive, you're getting a lot of just overall value out of Brogni. So I guess I'd go with him, but it's very, very close.
Absolutely, yeah. He's a strong champion. I don't know if you've seen what he can do. If you had some fun with him, you had some fun already, I guess, no?
I have not. I've never used the dev build, man. I've never used it. So, but I did watch your video and others as well. So I have an idea.
Yeah,
but I have not used him personally.
It's crazy fun, the A2 actually. You can just take like the smallest possible shield in the world, and then you use his A2, and that shield just becomes on the spider like Sir Nicholas instantly, and you're like, wow, you know? Like, I was like that. Like, I was not expecting him to do it, but he's a very powerful champion. He's a bit bugged at the moment, I think, with the passive, but rather than that, he's strong. Now, Shadowkin, we have 4 of them now, not 3. I actually said the wrong thing at the beginning of the video. I forgot about her, and I love her. She's amazing.
She is amazing. I heard there were some people disappointed in her. I have no idea why. She seems incredibly good to me. I don't have her, but...
I guess because she just doesn't deal a ton of damage, and she's not breaking the game, you know? Like, she's a very powerful champion, but not to break the clan boss, not to break the arena meta. So because of it, people, they're like, oh...
If you're not breaking the game, you're not doing anything for some people. I gotcha.
Exactly. But she won't break the game for me either, but I would still like her just because of her passive, and just to see... Yeah. Like, look at this, man. 6 debuffs on 1 skill. I'm like, wow, you know, just seeing them landing, bang, 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 and then bring in a Vizier. He's only gonna transfer 2 of them, but it's still gonna be a bit of fun to do some stuff like that. Cleans, heal, block debuffs on 3-turn cooldown, A1, continuous heal. Like, I feel like she's just awesome. And the design, I love the design on her, honestly. The guys, they...
100%. Like, yeah, I think design-wise, it is so cool. They captured the Shadowkin, but they also went a little... I don't know, a little Demonspawn-y with it too.
Yeah,
I really like the look. So my other choice is I'm curious to see who you. I know you're going Yoshi on this one, man. I know you are.
I am absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm curious who you're leaving out. I'm going Yoshi and Jintoro. I'm actually not a big fan of Genzin, and that sucks to say because he was the first guy I pulled, and I maxed him out, waiting for endless, insane damage, and I was just a little bit let down with the overall damage and multipliers, even with all that turn meter fill.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was going to be the same choice. Genzin out. He's just not good, not great, not dealing a ton of damage, not bringing much to the game, honestly. So I feel bad for you guys if you pull him over Jintoro. But
unless you're like early game. If you're early game, like, of course you're going to use him, and he's going to be fine. He's going to, you know, decrease defense as well. But still, Jintoro to me is in another league, you know?
Yeah, like Genzin is a legendary. He just doesn't feel like he's doing as much. Like, why would I invest 5 legendary boosts in his A2 for an AoE defense down when I can just go and get War Maiden from campaign? You know, like that's kind of because he's not gonna do much more for you, even if you're early game or no. Like the starter you got, the starting champion, is gonna deal more damage than him. So definitely, I would not invest in him either early on.
Doesn't he feel like a starter legendary? Like when this game was released 2 years ago, it doesn't feel like the caliber of legendaries lately.
Exactly. Yeah, it feels like super old school.
Anyway, Jintoro, do you own Jintoro, or did you play him?
I don't. I haven't got him either on the 10x now, but he can deal some damage now. They fixed a bit his AI on clan boss now, so he can actually almost equal Draco in damage, man, in a Bad Eater comp.
Wow. Well, I run Bad Eater with Draco, but you said almost, so it's no use putting him in like Relentless and giving him a shot.
You can give him a shot, but depends by how good is your gear on the rest of the champions as well, you know.
Yeah. Well,
I've seen 90 million damage with no poison sets.
Wow. His multipliers are that good, huh? Or just the sheer onslaught of what he's doing.
The honest rage, man, when he goes on that it's just crazy. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I guess we went and you want to talk about Yoshi because you love him so much?
Yoshi, increase attack, increase accuracy, super powerful, increase ally speed, and the true fear. I was gonna go back to it actually. Speed aura, HP burn, decrease accuracy there, and stun. He's great for progression overall. He has pretty good base stats as well, but mainly great for arena. Super unique with the increased attack, speed aura, and increased accuracy. Gives you so many different options when you're attacking, and he's good for progression on waves as well, guys. Like, don't get disappointed by Yoshi, honestly. He might be looking a bit weird here, like he likes to drink a lot, because He does, but he's not a bad champion.
Someone in my YouTube comments was like very offended by his name. They're like, "Shame on Plarium for calling him a drunk." It's like, all right, calm down, bro. But anyway,
nothing wrong with it.
Anyway, I agree with you. I mean, Battletoast at the very least is a very unique ability, and that's what we'll look at from champions, right? You know, something that's unique, someone that nobody does or no one else in the game does, and that's certainly the case on Battletoast. I'm curious though, did you? Two-part question: Do you actually use him in Platinum A? And because I gotta be honest, I like talked a big game, and then I didn't really use him in Platinum. You know, like and did you see a lot of him like on your defense logs?
No, because the defense that I run doesn't really allow them to use a Yoshi. So I'm not. I'm never running slow teams, you know. But
okay, all right.
I am using Yoshi even against faster teams sometimes, you know, because if I go with Necret, for example, I go against teams with hegemons, right? And I know they have high resistance, so I'm basically putting immunity with Necret on my Tranda, which is on Savage, right? He has 3 support champions in there, so he's no threat from a Warlord, for example, you know? And then I go with Yoshi instead of Arbiter. He's the fastest champion in the team. Boost accuracy and attack. My immunity, Madame, instead of having 650 accuracy, for an example, she will have 900 1000 accuracy.
Yeah.
And attack up on Tranda. So no matter what Ursagas and Norogs you're gonna have on your team and calling the team unkillable or whatever, they're gonna get destroyed, you know?
Got you. Well, hey man, that concludes our list.
Absolutely.
We made it. Thanks for having me on, dude.
Absolutely, Ash. Was a pleasure. Thanks for being here. Guys, do let us know in the comments down below if we messed anything up. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more content. Go subscribe to Ash's channel as well, guys. And I'll see you all soon on another video. Till then, peace out.